Most modern day movies that come out anymore are pretty much absolute garbage. You have a couple diamonds in the rough that come out every now and then, and I would absolutely say that Sound of Freedom is definitely one of those diamonds. I highly recommend everybody see this movie. Now, there are a lot of people out there trashing this film for some reason, trying to say that it's very much right-leaning or religious, and I can easily say this: it does not matter if you are left, right, up, down, religious, non-religious, none of that stuff matters. This movie has been finished since 2018, and the reason why it's only being released now is because Disney, who purchased Fox, refused to release the film. And as I have already stated, this movie needs to be seen by everyone because it brings to light a very horrible situation that unfortunately does occur throughout the world. Now, getting to the movie itself, if you have not seen this movie yet and you have no idea what this is about, I'm going to stay as spoiler-free as possible, but just to give you the basic synopsis of it, the main character in the movie is Tim Ballard, and he is a former government agent who embarks on a mission to rescue children from sex traffickers in Colombia. So with this being a quote-unquote low-budget movie and not some big, massive studio, the production quality on this film is very, very good. The cinematography, the score, everything is done extremely well. The acting, very well. This movie is about 131 minutes long, but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't drag on. It's not one of those movies where you're just kind of looking at your watch saying, okay, when is this completed? You are involved in this movie. Again, due to the topic of discussion when it comes to this movie, you're heavily invested in it. It is a very strong and powerful movie. As you're watching this, as you're seeing what's going on, following Tim as he is tracking down these terrible people, you very much feel what he is feeling. We can see the struggles that he is going through dealing with these types of crimes, having to go over the evidence and watch this stuff. You could see the toll that it's taking on him, and it does reflect on you. It makes you shake your head. There are people in the theater that I heard, sniffling, and you could see the tears coming down their face. Like, it is a very powerful movie where you will feel something when you leave this movie or even while you're watching it, whether it's anger, sadness, both. But this movie is extremely well done, especially for the context. They don't take anything too far. This movie could have easily show scenes that kind of push the limits and push the boundaries, and it doesn't. Everything is done respectfully. Everything is done with grace, in a sense, and it hits all the right notes that it needs to make you feel a certain way without going over the limit. Another aspect of this movie that I really enjoyed was the fact that usually children actors are not my favorite. That's kind of normally a downfall when it comes to kid actors, just because they're kid actors. And the children that did play in this movie, especially the brother and the sister who they are the main victims that they are trying to save, those kids did a really good job. Like, it never felt fake. It always felt real and genuine. Like, when they were sad or upset, you genuinely felt their pain. Like, they looked the part, they played the part very well. So I have to tip my hat to them because they did a really good job. And I will say this, pretty much all the other supporting cast as well did a fantastic job acting in this movie. Usually there are a couple people that stand out that maybe take you out of the scene or take you out of the movie, or something cringe happens. There's not one moment in this movie where that takes place. Like I said, everything is pretty much rounded off really well. It is a very intense movie, obviously. If you're expecting a lot of action scenes, a lot of shootouts, or like John Wick stuff, that is not the case. This is a very story-driven and character-building movie, so be prepared for that. It's not necessarily slow, but because there's intensity throughout the entire film, you stay invested and you stay focused. And like I said, it doesn't feel like a 2-hour plus movie. It goes fairly well and fairly quickly. And one thing I will say about this, I don't know if you're aware of this right now, but this is doing extremely well at the box office. When I was at the theaters, there were a lot of people there. I can't remember the last time I went to a movie theater and it was almost packed. So people are coming out to see this movie. The hype is there for a reason, and I cannot recommend this movie enough. Like I said, it doesn't matter about your political standings, your religious standings. This movie does not have a political or religious tone to it. They mention religion one time, and that one time is basically by him stating God's children are not for sale. Other than that, that's it. I did not get any type of religious messaging out of this movie whatsoever, or a political one. It doesn't really matter how you feel about the actor playing Tim Ballard. None of that stuff should matter. What matters the most is the message that this movie is trying to portray and what it is capable of doing. And I don't think I have mentioned this yet. This is based on a true story. And again, I'm not trying to include any spoilers, but towards the end of the movie, you're seeing real video from some of the busts that they conducted, right? You're seeing actual police evidence that they used to catch some of these people. So it's not like this is all fabricated. I'm sure some of this is fabricated because it is a movie, but for the most part, my understanding is this is pretty on point with what actually happened. Overall, like I said, I cannot recommend this movie enough. I think it is very important for you and others to see this, to bring this message to the forefront and say, hey, this is a major and massive problem that happens worldwide. And everyone should be aware of what's going on, and we should all be trying to do something to stop this from happening moving forward, because this is a major problem that could affect any of us at any time. Those are my quick thoughts about the movie. If you could, let me know what you thought about it below. If you liked this video, hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, take care.